Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So today I'm going to share with you a haul and a review of some fragrances from a very interesting new to me house. This is a niche house that was established in 2015 and it's an American house. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of the founder. I'll put it up on the screen. But the name of this house is Vilhelm Parfumerie. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. So I've been hearing a lot of talk about this house lately, and some of the fragrances looked very, very interesting. And so I decided to try some of them and actually purchased a full bottle of one of them as well. I believe they have their own website and they're sold on a few other websites. I ordered from Twisted Lily and it was my first time ordering from them. This is a site and a company located in the States. And I have to say that the service was absolutely amazing, really, really outstanding. I mean, shipping to Canada was literally a couple of days. I don't think I've ever had a package delivered so quickly. So thank you, Twisted Lily. I was completely amazed by the service. Of course, this is not sponsored. They have no idea who I am. I just wanted to share with you my experience in case you were curious about this site and wanted to order from them as well. So this house has, I believe, over 20 fragrances, I would say. Of course, I don't have all of them, not even close to all of them. I just chose some that I thought I would like or that looked interesting to me. So I have 6 fragrances to share with you in total. And this is not going to be first impression, and it's not a full review either. I've had a chance to test them a bit, wear some of them. So this is somewhere in between a first impression and a full review on these fragrances. But I think I formed pretty definite opinions about all of them. And I decided this time to rank them in order. So I'm going to start with my least favorite and work all the way up to my absolute favorite. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the last one on my list is Dirty Velvet. I'm gonna show you a sample. So they come in these boxes, very pretty. And so let's take out the sample from here. So it's just your regular little sprayer sample. This fragrance came out in 2016, and all of the fragrances in this house have some kind of inspiration behind them or some kind of memories from the owner and creator of the brand. And so this one is inspired by a favorite hotel in Paris that Jan, who is the owner, stayed at many times. So let's spray it. So the notes in this one are pomelo, fig, tobacco, salt, vetiver, and sandalwood. And I get a very strong note of tobacco and definitely fig and a little bit of salt and vetiver as well. And I think it's the combination of all of these notes that make this scent very, very masculine, at least to me. And although tobacco is a note that I'm really, really starting to appreciate and really get into, I like it in quite a few of the fragrances that I have, and I'm really exploring this note more. In this case, this is not the type of tobacco that I like. I mean, I really prefer tobacco mixed with something sweet, like, I don't know, caramel, vanilla, or honey, something like that. But this scent is very green, I would say kind of very earthy and very, very masculine. And so for that reason, it is last on my list, and I have to say that this is the only scent of the ones that I tried that I really didn't like. And it's not because it's a bad scent, just because this is not my cup of tea. As you know, I prefer feminine scents, and like I said, to me, this is extremely, extremely masculine. Okay, Next one on my list is called Room Service. Again, all of them come in the same box. This one came out in 2015 and it is inspired by Greta Garbo. So let's start by spraying and then I'll tell you the notes. So the notes in here are blackberry, mandarin orange, violet, orchid, bamboo, black amber, sandalwood, and musk. And when I looked at these notes, I really thought I was going to love it because I love fruity, citrusy kind of scents. I mean, all of the notes in here are the notes that I love. But there is something in here. And I'm not sure what it is. I really cannot pick out what it is, but there is some note in here that kind of bothers me a bit. There's a lot that I like about this fragrance. It has that blackberry is definitely evident. It has that very fruity vibe. There's sandalwood, there is musk, there's a little bit of citruses. Maybe, and I'm totally guessing here because like I said, I'm really not sure, but maybe it's bamboo that's kind of throwing me off, but there is a note in here, or maybe it is black amber. Actually, I'm kind of leaning a little bit towards black amber. Maybe that's what it is. There's something in this note that's kind of throwing me off and sort of ruins the beautiful fruity citrusy nature of this fragrance for me. So I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. And to me, this is not full bottle worthy, just because, like I said, there is this one note that's really throwing me off. So that's why it is in number 2 spot from the bottom, of course. So next, in number 4 spot, we have Dear Pauli. So Dear Pauli came out in 2015. And this is a love letter to Jan's wife. That's the inspiration behind this fragrance, which is so beautiful. So the notes in here are bergamot, apple, black tea, oak moss, black amber, and musk. And again, when I read the notes, I thought this is definitely going to be up my alley because, as you know, I love tea scents. And it is definitely up my alley. You can tell, even if I didn't read the notes, I could pick out tea right away. It is definitely there. It has a little bit of apple and a little bit of bergamot. This is definitely black tea, not a green tea, because it is kind of, to me, black tea is stronger and this has a stronger tea vibe. There's definitely a little bit of sort of earthiness and greenness to this fragrance, I guess, coming from oak moss. It is very fresh. It is not sweet. I would not call it a sweet tea. It is just a slightly fresh, citrusy type of tea, very lightly citrusy. You don't have a strong citrus note like tea scents often have. This is very light citrus note. It's like maybe you just drizzled a touch of lemon or something, or lime on top of this tea. And it's like I said, it's not a sweet tea, so I would say there's no sugar in it. So I thought I was going to love it, and I do love it. So why is it in number 4 spot? Well, I simply put it in number 4 spot because I don't find anything extraordinary about this scent. I mean, there are quite a lot of tea scents out there, and this one is just another tea scent. Is it beautiful? Yes. But do I find something really special about it? No. And so for that reason, it is a number 4 spot, but it's a beautiful, beautiful tea scent. For those that love tea scents, I think you're really going to like it. So now we're in the top 3, and in number 3 spot I have, and I really don't know how to pronounce this, but let's go with Opus Kore, Opus Kore. I'm not sure. This one came out in 2015, and Kore, I'm gonna say Kore, I don't know if it's right, please correct me if I'm wrong about the pronunciation, but Kore is a Greek goddess associated with spring and fertility. So the notes in this one are lemon, acai berry, raspberry bloom, musk, violet leaves, magnolia, sandalwood, and amber. And this is a very, very pretty, girly, gentle kind of fragrance. It is definitely fruity. So I think acai berry bring a really nice fruity touch, slightly unusual fruity touch to this. There's definitely a little bit of a citrusy vibe, so lemon is very evident. Violet leaves, I really prefer violet leaves to the actual violet. I'm not a huge fan of violet, and then they bring something really nice to this as well. It's just a very, very light touch of powderiness and sweetness, but it is very light. It is not overpowering like I typically find the actual violet flower to be. And magnolia, I think, is here as well, and it brings a touch of aquatic element. Like, to me, magnolia is kind of a watery flower. And so all of that is supported by sandalwood and a little bit of amber. And so overall, this I would say is a beautiful, girly, bubbly, fruity floral. It is very, very pretty. Very nice. So this one is really beautiful. I'm a fan of this one, and that's why it's number 3 spot. It couldn't move any further up because to me the top 2 are just a step above everything else. So now we've come to the top 2, and these 2 are very, very difficult to separate. I mean, really, to me, the difference between them is just like splitting hairs. One is etching the other just by a hair. And if you ask me the next week, I might switch them around. So they're very, very close, and both of them are absolutely stunning. In number 2 spot, I have actually a fragrance that I have a full bottle of, and I either just shared with you in a haul this fragrance, or I'm going to very soon, depending on how I post these videos. And the full bottle that I have, which was actually a blind buy, was Mango Skin. So this is how the box comes. There was actually another sort of cover here, which I don't remember where I put, so we'll just go with the box. Very, very beautiful. I mean, the box is big, and when I open it, you will see that the actual fragrance is quite small. I have 50 ml, so let's open it. And there it is. You see, compared to the box, it is quite small. Very interesting looking bottle. Clearly you can see that yellow is the color of this house. Really interesting, really different. I really like the design of this house, and the packaging is absolutely stunning and very, very high quality. So I purchased this one blindly, and I decided to make this as my first full bottle purchase from this house, just because I thought this was the safest blind buy for me. A, and B, because I was really interested in a mango-centric type of scent. So this came out in 2018, and it has a lot of notes. Orange, mango, violet, mango blossom, frangipani, ylang ylang, civet, red wine, musk, blackcurrant. So you can see there are a lot of notes. But the interesting thing is that, to me, I cannot distinguish any of these notes individually at all. When I smell this, this smells like the most realistic and beautiful, juicy, ripe mango. That's exactly what it smells like. It is the most amazing mango scent. And to me, all of these notes that are listed here are completely irrelevant. It could be different for you, of course. I'm just sharing with you my opinion. This is like you're peeling a fresh, ripe mango and you're starting to bite into it. That's what it smells like. It is so, so beautiful. It is so delicious and juicy and sweet. And this is a stunner. If you enjoy mango type of scent or fruity types of scents that are kind of sweet, definitely sample this one. This is definitely a stunner. And When I purchased it, I thought that this was going to be the safest blind buy, which it was, because I absolutely love it. I also thought that this is probably going to be my absolute favorite from this collection, which it is almost. Like I said, the next fragrance kind of just by a hair is ahead, and that's just for today. Tomorrow, I might have a different opinion. So, which fragrance did I choose as my number one? Well, as my number one, I chose Poets of Berlin. This fragrance came out in 2018, and this is inspired by David Bowie, who lived in Berlin in the 70s, and I believe he released 3 of his albums there. And so this fragrance is inspired and I guess dedicated to his time spent in Berlin. So let's look at the notes in this one. The notes in here are blueberry, lemon, bamboo, green orris, vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver. When I read the notes, I really expected to smell something really sweet and fruity, like a really sugary blueberry. That's kind of the impression I got from reading the notes. And when I first sprayed it, I was a little bit taken back because, to me at least, on the initial spray, it doesn't come off very sweet. What I get the most is probably vetiver and green orris and definitely some bamboo. And you sort of get a hint of lemon and blueberry somewhere really far away, but it's not very prominent, it's not very strong. And the same with vanilla. There's a very small touch of sweetness, but it's not right there in your face. And so when I first sprayed it, I was kind of taken back and maybe initially slightly disappointed. But this is a very interesting fragrance, and part of the reason that I put it in number one is not just because of the scent, but I think because of the complexity and how it develops on my skin, because it goes through 3 very distinctive stages. So I already told you about the opening. The opening for me lasts about, I would say, half an hour. And then after half an hour, the sweetness is really starting to come out. The blueberry is coming out much stronger and vanilla is coming out much stronger. So it's like you have sort of fresh blueberries sprinkled with some sugar. And you know, when they stand in sugar, the juice is starting to come out from them a little bit. That's sort of the imagery that I get. And I'm already loving it at that point. But then wait for another couple of hours. I would say maybe 2 or 3. And then it goes into the final dry down stage, which is the most beautiful stage, because now the sweetness is even more evident. It is deeper. Now I feel like I have a bowl of vanilla ice cream, but it's not right out of the fridge. It's been standing in the room for a while and it kind of melted a bit. And then you have blueberries with that blueberry juice that started coming out in the middle of this fragrance, kind of sprinkled on top of that ice cream. It is so milky, creamy, sweet, but in a fruity way, because blueberry is definitely there. And a touch of lemon is also there to bring it that you know, citrusy, zingy kind of vibe, but just very lightly in a very gentle way. So in a final dry down, it is absolutely amazing for those of you that love sweet gourmand scents, for those of you that love fruity scents. This is outstanding. This is so beautiful. But I really enjoy all 3 stages of this fragrance. Although if I had to say, obviously, you know, I love sweet fragrances. And so sort of the middle and the final dry down are my absolute favorites. But I find the initial spray also very interesting and very beautiful. So Poets of Berlin is in number 1 spot, just edging Mango Skin by a hair. Now, when I was reading reviews on this, I read, I think on Fragrantica, some people comparing this to Decadence from Marc Jacobs. And I can't really comment on that. I've never, believe it or not, I've never tried Decadence. I just absolutely hated the bottle, and for that reason I never really tried it. I was never really interested in it, so I have no idea if it is similar or not. No idea. But on its own, this is an amazing, amazing scent. And as you can imagine, this is definitely going very high on my wish list. I will be purchasing a full bottle of this. This is just a must. So, so beautiful. And I have to say that performance on this for kind of a fruity type of scent is excellent. This lasted on me beyond 7 hours, because at the 7-hour mark I went to sleep and I could still smell it on me pretty vividly. It didn't last through the night, but then almost nothing lasts on me through the night, but it could definitely go beyond 7 hours. I can tell you about sillage. Projection is pretty nice, so for me this is a very, very good performance, especially for a fruity type of scent. So both Poets of Berlin and Mango Skin I absolutely love. They're definitely very strongly in the top 2 spot, and the other fragrances, like I mentioned, many of them I liked. There was really only one that I disliked completely. So please let me know, have you tried anything from this house, or are you interested to try anything from this house? I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!